facts. The Battle of Hastings, the freezing point of water, how many days I might expect to encounter in February during a leap year. This was not true. The first things which slipped free were feelings. The ill-defined anxiety of whether a room was there for the entering or the leaving. Who I loved and how much this love could be leant upon when a name could not be found to pair with it. How I'd arrived at this place with the curtains drawn and it not yet gone through. There was not even a way to say that I had forgotten these things, only a jumble of words too long or too short for the job, and a clenching of fists when the words would not come. Even then, the hard facts remained, and I could say with certainty, 1066 and 0 degrees, and 28 days clear, 29 in each leap year, which was a ludicrous way to let you know I was lost, like using a fork to spoon soup. And then this second one is, so I get to work with lots and lots of wonderful people, and the thing about working with older people is they have this wealth of stories to tell you, and quite often it's sad because no one is listening to their stories. And as I mentioned a minute before, there's a little bit of me as a nice person and was brought up well to listen to older people, but the bigger part of me is just really nosy and likes to hear the stories. And I always ask permission before I write them down, but more often than not, people are really grateful to have it recorded and given back to them. So this is about two friends of mine, Steve and Dorothy. And Dorothy came to one of my groups. She had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and Steve is her husband. And he's just such a wonderful, wonderful, caring, gentle man. And he told me one day about how they met. They met at dance lessons. But back in those days, the men were not allowed at the women until they could dance properly. So they were kept in one room and the women in the other. And whenever they were put together, he said, I saw Dorothy across the room and that was it. That was the girl I was going to marry. So I'll write this up for Steve. When we were 16 years old, they sent us to dance lessons down in the city centre. The girls went into one room, we boys went into the other. We learnt how to lead. We learnt how to hold the rhythm like the rhythm was a fine line, and on either side of it, a sheer drop. We were taught not to apologise to the girls. If we stood upon their toes, it was because their toes had not stepped backwards or forwards at the correct time. We didn't dance with each other. This would have been ludicrous. Almost grown men sweeping each other around the dance floor by the wrists. We danced in lines instead, tiptoeing round our ghost partners as our arms reached out towards them and our feet played footsie with their absent shoes. When we were accomplished enough to deserve partners, they took us into the room with the girls and put us together in pairs. We didn't need to speak to these girls. Our feet already knew what to say. We were like a two-part harmony, singing together for the very first time. So it was lovely to be able to give that back to Steve, and Dorothy has since passed away. But I think it's nice for them to have something like that that's a testament to, because I work with older people every year, maybe 6 or 7 people pass away. And it's very sad, but I also realise what a gift it is to be able to mark some of them. And also, 99 times out of 100, my last memory of them is them dancing or writing or being really happy. We were making a sound installation about this time last year. It was people's memories of Belfast to be played in Botanic Gardens in the Palm House. And I had a lovely lady called Margaret who was part of the group, and we recorded her sharing her memories into a microphone on Wednesday, and she passed away on the Saturday morning. But I was able to go to her daughter with a photograph of Margaret with these big headphones on. She was a tiny little lady, and she was sitting on a wee stool, looking into the microphone with a big grin on her face, because she said she'd never been on the radio or recorded for anything else And I was able to say, that was your mummy 3 days before she passed away. Look how happy she is. And then we were able to go and hear her voice in the tropical ravine, which was really lovely. Yeah. So it's not a bad way to make money.